वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। रामानुजदया पात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। श्रीमते निगमान्तमहादेशिकाय नमः। यस्य भगवद्भक्तजनार्तिहन्तुः पितृत्वमन्येश्वरचार्यपूर्णं स्तम्भे अवतारस्वनन्यलक्ष्यं लक्ष्मीनृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। गुरुभ्यः तद्गुरुभ्यश्च नमो वाकमधीमहे वृणीमहे च तत्राद्यौ दम्पतीं जगदाम्पतीं। लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहत तदितराणि तृणाय मेने। अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीविश्वामित्रगोत्रभूषणैः आन्तकल्याणगुणाकरैः श्रीरङ्गराजदिव्याज्ञालब्धवेदान्ताचार्यपदैः कवितार्किकसिंहाय प्रख्यातगुणमाख्यैः सर्वतन्त्रस्वतन्त्रैः श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यैः श्रीमन्निगमान्तमहादेशिकैः सकललोकोज्जीवनाय अनुगृहीतं श्रीरङ्गनाथ पादुका सहस्रध्यानं करिष्ये। श्रीमते निगमान्तमहादेशिकाय नमः। श्रीमते निगमान्तमहादेशिकाय नमः। We have seen up to the 17th verse in the 5th chapter. Just 1 second, ma, please. Just 1 second. So in the 18th verse, Mahatma Deshika is glorifying Paaduka Devi again. दशग्रीव स्तम्भीरमदलन दुर्दान्त हृदये विहार स्वच्छन्द्यत स्वच्छन्द्यान् विशति रघुसिंहे वनभुवं स्ववात्सल्य क्रूरीकृत भरत शापेव भवति निराबाधां पादावनिः न विजहौ कोसल गुहाम्। Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra is also having another title called Raghava Simha. Raghava Simha. Now this Raghava Simha, a lion. The favorite sport of a lion is to hunt. That too, the mighty elephants. Now here our Raghava Simha, hey Paaduka Devi, as Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra entered the forest, like a determined lion with all the freedom to kill the elephant called Ravana. Ravana may be a mighty elephant, but that elephant is nothing for the heroic lion, that is Rama. Along with Rama, Paaduka Devi also went to the forest. Now, is it not strange that Rama is in the forest, but Paaduka Devi returned to Ayodhya. Mahatma Deshika is giving a different comparison. When Sri Ramachandra was like a lion, a ferocious lion, who entered the forest to kill Ravana, Paaduka Devi entered a very peaceful cave called Ayodhya. What for? Because of Paaduka Devi's abundance of love for the lion cub called Bharata. If Rama is addressed as Raghava Simha, Bharata is also Raghava Simha, the lion born in the Raghuvamsha. So that word is applicable to Rama as well as to Bharata. The only difference is one is a grown-up lion, another is a baby lion. The grown-up lion went to hunt the mad elephant called Ravana. But the most merciful Paaduka Devi came back to Ayodhya as though a lion enters the cave only to take care of the little cub, lion cub, Bharata. Whatever be the pain Paaduka Devi is going through, fine. Paaduka Devi is willing to go through any amount of pain to take care of the little lion cub called Bharata, who is there left all alone. So Paaduka Devi came back. Swavatsalya Krodikruta Bharatashabeva, with all the Vatsalyam at one place. Mahatma Deshika glorifying. Paaduka Devi has no parallel. On one hand, he says Paaduka Devi is going through excruciating pain because she is unable to bear the virahatapam of being separated from her most beloved husband, the divine feet of Lord Rama. But at the same time, Paaduka Devi, because of her natural instincts as a mother, because of her natural instincts of a mother, He is prepared to go through any amount of pain to take care of the little cub that is there inside the cave. It is very painful for Paaduka Devi to live without Rama's feet. Paaduka Devi is almost like the de facto wife of Ramapadas. Paaduka Devi's husband is none other than Rama's feet. To be separated from her husband Rama's feet for 14 years is not an easy thing for Paaduka Devi. The amount of pain Paaduka Devi is going through is indescribable. And there is no one who can understand her pain other than Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra and his divine feet. Then why did Paaduka Devi choose? She is Paaduka Devi, by nature a woman, by nature a very, very kind-hearted person. The duty of a mother is, yes, the mother loves to be with her husband, but at the same time, the duty takes priority. The duty of a mother is to nurture the little baby. And here the little baby is a lion cub, Bharata. Paaduka Devi, like a affectionate mother, returned to Ayodhya. See the wonderful way Mahatma Desika analyzes. Now, in the next verse again, we are going to see Kaikeyi Varada Nadurjina Niralokasya Lokasya Yete Pranardham Bharatena Bhavya Manasa Saketa Maniyata Rama Tyaga Sahai Rasakya Viraham Rangakshitindrasya Tate Pajatrana Mananyatantra Phanite Rapida Nirimahi. Now Mahatma Desika, on one hand, he glorifies the motherly instincts of Paaduka Devi, sacrificing her own happiness of being with Lord Rama's feet. But now, the other side of Paaduka Devi's pain. So now he is describing, hey Paaduka Devi, oh, the entire world plunged into darkness and grief on that most unfortunate day when Mother Kaikeyi got the two boons from Dasharatha, that Sri Rama should go to the forest for 14 years and Bharata to be the king in his place. But that pure-minded Bharata brought Sri Rama Padukas to Ayodhya to bring back the smile to all the worlds, to all the worlds. When Paduka Devi returned to Ayodhya, the entire people of Ayodhya, who were there shedding tears like torrential downpours, were so happy like Sharatkala Chandrika. So may we surrender to the divine Padukas of Lord Sri Rama, without whom the people could not afford to live. But they could live even without Rama. The people got so much attached to the Paaduka. People were able to live without Rama, but a stage came they are unable to live without the Paaduka. Such a Dharma Murti Paaduka Devi. Not even one child died when the parents are alive. Not even one lady became a widow. Every woman died as a Sumangali only. A superhuman achievement. Unparalleled in history. A superhuman achievement. However much people try to glorify Kaikeyi, neither Valmiki Maharshi nor Mahatma Vedanta Desika could accept Kaikeyi as a divine person. In fact, Mahatma Desika says the entire world plunged into darkness and unimaginable grief when Kaikeyi wanted those boons and sent Rama to the forest. Durdina, Kaikeyi Varadana Durdina means it is the most unfortunate day. Ramatyaga Sahihi Asahya Viraham. The people of Ayodhya could live without Rama, but having tasted the Dharma Paripalana of Paaduka Devi, people of Ayodhya could not live without Paaduka Devi. Some people, out of their kind-heartedness, might have given the credit to Kaikeyi that she is a Mahajnani, etc., etc. But neither Valmiki Maharshi nor Vedanta Desika are supporting that kind of portrayal of Kaikeyi. Mahatma Desika did not hesitate to call it as a Durdinam, the most unfortunate day. That most unfortunate day when Kaikeyi got the two boons. Sri Rama should go to the forest for 14 years and Bharata to be the king. Ima, can you, one of you or at least some of you or all of you unmute your phones and say, Kaikeyi wanted her son to be the king, right? She could have just asked, make my son Bharata the king. Why did she ask Rama to go to the forest? Ima, did you hear what I said?
Yes, Swami.
Swami, is it because
Kaikeyi could have simply asked, let Rama go to the forest. Sorry, let Bharata be the king. But why should she go to that extra extent of asking Rama to go to the forest? Go ahead, man.
That person, Swamiji.
I don't know who is speaking. Nobody is speaking.
Sadashiva Swamiji. Swamiji,
Yes,
that is
go ahead, Sadashiva.
as per Yuga Dharma, if anybody away from the 14 years, that properties belong to the person who is occupied. Swamiji.
Okay, good. Then in which case Kaikeyi could have directly asked, make my son Bharata lifelong king.
Swami, is it that Kaikeyi is concerned that Bharata may not accept the throne if Rama is still there, because as per Dharma, the elder son should get the throne? and she is concerned that Bharata may not accept the throne while Rama is around.
Go ahead, Emma. Anything else? Emma, anything else, Emma? Even Kaikeyi knows the great qualities of Rama. Kaikeyi loved Rama so much. First, when Mandhara came and said Rama is getting the Pattabhishekam, that's why all the celebration. Kaikeyi even presented Mandhara, who gave her the wonderful news, a wonderful abharana. Kaikeyi's biggest concern, if Rama is around, there is no way people will accept Bharata as the king. That is the point. This is what I heard from great Acharyas. Even Kaikeyi is aware of the fact, rest of them are secondary, yes. If for 14 years the property is not under your control, you can lose permanent control. Then immediately somebody objected. If that is the case, Kaikeyi could have asked, because Dasharatha promised to give anything for her. Kaikeyi could have asked, make my son Bharata the king for life, lifetime king. Or Bharata will not accept the kingdom. She never thought that way. She thought Bharata will accept. That is the reason why she asked that Bharata be made the king in Rama's absence. Her biggest concern was if Rama is around. If Rama is around, the people of Ayodhya, everyone will be just attracted to Rama, and Bharata will never be accepted as a king if Rama is around. Another Mahatma commented in the same way, but in a different, lighter way. Kaikeyi played the same politics what Dasharatha played. What did Dasharatha do? Dasharatha thought if Bharata is around in the kingdom, people may have some soft corner for Bharata, especially when the truth is revealed that Dasharatha promised Kaikeyi's father Ashwapati that the child born of Kaikeyi will be made the king. If Bharata is around Ayodhya, he may have his own little bit of following who will be upset to know that Dasharatha promised Kaikeyi's father Ashwapati that Kaikeyi's son will be made the king, but now he is not. Therefore, Dasharatha, politically correct, on the pretext of sending Bharata to his maternal uncle's place, Yudhajit, make sure his Bharata is out of sight for 12 years. One Mahatma commented, now Kaikeyi played the same trick. If Rama is around, he will always be the most sought after person. Therefore, let Rama be away for 14 years so that people will totally forget about Rama and will get used to Bharata and his greatness. And after 14 years, even if Bharata says, I don't have to give you the kingdom which is under my custody, people will not feel bad because people will get used to Bharata as the king. See, various equations. The only thing that we should think about is the noble qualities of Rama are such. Wherever he is, he will be the most sought after person. Therefore, Rama should not be around. Samupasthite pradoshe sahasa vinirvritya chitrakootavanaate abhajata punarjanapadam vatsam dhenuriva paduke bhavati. धेनुः इव पादुके भवति. Hey Paduka Devi, you returned to Ayodhya from the Chitrakoota Vanam. You are returning to Ayodhya is very much like a mother cow coming back to its calf by the sunset. Pradosham, sunset time. Pradosham can mean the sunset time, or it can also mean by the Padavivachana in a different way. Pradosham, enhanced misery. Ayodhya to be without Sri Rama is miserable. Dosham. And Dasharatha's death and Bharata not accepting the crown is a pradosham, enhanced misery. So, before the effects of the worst miserable situation started to spread all over Ayodhya, thank God, Paduka Devi returned to Ayodhya like a cow coming to its calf by the evening time sunset. See how Mahatmas interpret even the nice word pradosham. Pradosham usually is a sunset time. Vatsam dhenuriva. To take care of the calf which is missing its mother during the whole day when the mother cow went to graze in the forest. But the mother cow cannot stay there. The minute it is sunset, it is craving to be with its calf. Craving to be with its calf, the mother cow returns. Paduka Devi returned because the pradosham, by sunset time, the cow returns. In a different way, pra, enhanced, dosham, misery. First thing, Ayodhya without Rama, people could not accept, miserable. Dasharatha passed away, all the more misery. Bharata refused to be the king, extreme misery, because there is no king. They all feel without king, there will be chaos, there will be anarchy. Rama not being there, as though it is not enough. Dasharatha passing away, as though it is not enough. The misery went even multiple fold when Bharata refused to accept the Simhasanam. Therefore, Paduka Devi returning to Ayodhya is like a mother cow returning to the coming back home to be with the calf. The Vatsalyam of Paduka Devi. Iti Sri Paaduka Sahasram Pratiprasthaanapaddhatihi Panchami. This is how Mahatma Desika concludes the 5th chapter called Pratiprasthaanapaddhatihi. कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः. Now let's go to the next chapter, the 6th chapter. Sri Paaduka Sahasram Adhikaaraparigraha Paddhatihi Shashti. Adhikaaraparigraha Paddhatihi Shashti. Adhishte Paaduka Same Yasyah Sanketavasibhi Anvaya Vyatirikabhyam Anvamyat Vaibhavam. Adhikara Parigraha Paddhati. Adhishte Paaduka Same Yasyah Saketavasibhi. Ayodhya is also called Saketapuram. The Padukas glorified by all the people of Ayodhya. Let the Padukas be our worshipful deity. The Padukas are glorified by all the people of Ayodhya. The people of Ayodhya may not even know the proper way to worship Padukas. They glorified the Padukas whatever way they thought as appropriate. They might not have followed any established protocol, but still Padukas excelled Sri Rama when he is without his Padukas. It's almost like Sita Devi. When Sita Devi is next to Rama, she will take the role of recommending a Jivatma for moksha. But when she is away from Rama, she herself will directly accept their Sharanagati and guarantee them protection. So here the comparison is, the people of Ayodhya may not be experts in worshipping Paaduka Devi, But they just glorified Paaduka Devi, that's all. They might not have followed the established norms of how to worship Padukas. Doesn't matter, even if you do not know how to worship Padukas. Whatever way you worship, Paduka Devi is accepting. And the best example for us is the people of Ayodhya who are not completely familiar how to worship the Padukas still enjoyed Paduka Devi's rule. The people of Ayodhya may not know all the Vedic dharmas to be followed. Nevertheless, the one act of their worshipping the Padukas saved them from any and all kinds of misery. Does it mean that people of Ayodhya are ignorant? No, not that they are ignorant. When you love someone, even if all the rules are not followed, it is still acceptable. Where do we come across this kind of incidents? Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, has some attachment to the Devi Devatas because they are there in the Sattva Guna. Rakshasas, Daityas, they are in Rajoguna or Tamoguna. What did Bhagavan do? To help the Devi Devatas, Bhagavan went all the way even to beg from Bali Chakravarti. Generally, begging is not a great thing. But Bhagavan went to beg, and the people glorified even his begging. People do not know how to worship Paaduka Devi. But still, they loved Paaduka Devi. So whatever way they worship Paaduka Devi, accepted. In that sense, Paaduka Devi excelled even Rama. May we also keep Paaduka Devi as our worshipful deity. That is why, in the good olden days, Orthodox people used to keep a set of Rama Padukas in their house, even if they are very small. The Padukas that are there, like the sandals of Rama, and used to worship them every day. Now again Mahatma Deshka goes in a different way to glorify the Padukas. Muchita Stiracharan Ayatnatah Kosalan Janapadan Upasmahim Yeshu Kamshchana Babhuva Vatsaran Daivatam Danujavairi Paduka. Danuja Vairi Paaduka. Danuja, Rakshasas. Vairi, enemy of Rakshasas, Sriman Narayana. Sriman Narayana Padukas. Murchita Sthiracharan. Ayatnataha. Kosalan Janapadan Upasmahi. Yeshu Kamshchana Babhuva Vatsara Daivatam Danujavairi Paduka. Yeshu Kamshchana Babhuva Vatsara. So here, because Sri Rama Padukas were worshipped in those places for a few years, Vatsara for 14 years, we meditate on all such places in the Kosara Desham, even though such places, along with all the moving and non-moving beings, are without any knowledge, are karmanushtanam, doing the ordained duties like the Nitya Naimittika karmas. The people may not be as orthodox as we expect them to be. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether they followed the strict Vedic dharmas, etc. or not. The very fact the Rama Padakas were worshipped in those places became very, very holy. The people in the Kosara Desha may or may not be highly knowledgeable as to the correct Vedic procedures of doing Paduka Ratna. Doesn't matter even if they do not know the mantras. But the simple fact they adored the Padukas for so many years is enough for us to worship even the moving and non-moving entities of all those places. They might not have been scholars who are completely familiar with the protocols of worship. Doesn't matter. What all matters is only one thing. They worship the Padukas. That is enough. That one aspect that they worship the Padukas is enough for us. That all those places have become worthy of our respect. Mahatma Deshka says, let me glorify each and every place where Paduka Devi is worshipped. It doesn't matter whether people followed the protocol or not. It doesn't matter people are completely knowledgeable or not. It is enough if Padukas are glorified, that becomes a Divya Desham. And we should all respect those divine, great places. Narin. Amma, I have to go upstairs, Amma, to take care of a few things.